Sri Gurubhe Namaha children, welcome to our online teaching academy Ekalaiva. Through this we are going to learn the next lesson for class 5 subject science. The name of the lesson is our nervous systems. In this we are going to learn the topic is the brain. Before that we have to know, already we have know about how our human body is made up of. Started from cell, okay, group of different cells together, it will create form a tissue. The tissue will give an organ, and the organ together will give a organ systems, isn't it? So in this, through this we have many organ systems in our body, like circulatory systems, respiratory systems, digestive systems. There are no. In that, through this lesson we are going to learn about our nervous systems. Nervous system, which means it consists of brain, spinal cord, okay, brain, spinal cord, and these are connected all through the nerves. So these are our organ system. Our nervous system consists of brain, spinal cord, and nerves. So how it will react now? If you can participate in any contest, means at the time of result, how do you feel? At the time you may be happy or excited or tensed. At the time, what is making us to feel like this? No, all our nervous systems, which means our nerves become overactive. Due to that only we may have some that tension or excitement. So this will happen due to our nervous systems. The nervous systems consist of brain, spinal cord, and nerves. In this we are going to learn the separate topic of about the brain. The brain is the control center of the human body, which means it's a controller. Our brain is a controller of all our human body. So how it's controller? It receives the information from all the parts of the body through the nerves. As we know, the brain, spinal cord, and the other parts are connected through the nerves. No, so the brain gets the message through the nerves only. It receives the message and sends the message. So this signal transmission taking place through the nerves. That's why we can call the brain is the controller. So being a controller, it has to be protected. No, so we'll see one by one. The adult human brain. Okay, we have, when we go and take a weight, it will completely shows the weight. No, in that the part of a weight the brain takes. No, the weight of a brain is 1.4 kg. So this is the weight of our brain. What is the weight, ma? The weight of a brain is 1.4 kg. So this is the weight of our brain. So it is the controller. Being most important, that should be protected. No, the brain is protected by a bone called skull. It is protected by a hard bony skull. Since it is controller, it should be protected. No, so it is controlled by the part of a bone called skull. The space between the skull and the brain and also inside the brain is filled with the fluid. So it is most important. So sometimes when we go and hit anywhere else on, like on the wall or any on the table, means we will get some pain in our head. No, so that should be protected. The brain should not get affected by this type of injuries. So from the injuries and getting damage, which is protecting, no, this type of fluid which is filled between the place of skull and the brain and also inside the brain. So which means here the skull part and then this is the brain part. Between these area is completely filled with the liquid, which is called as fluid. So this fluid is how it is acting. No, it acting like a cushion. So when we go and fall on the cushion, we will not get any injuries or any wound. No, how the cushions are protecting us, and we can escape from the injuries. Likewise, these fluids are protecting our brains. So it's acting like a cushions. Okay, as I told you, our brain is a controller and it has a weight of 1.4 kg. Since it's controlling the whole part of our body, it should be protected. That is protecting by the skull, and between the skull and the brain there is a fluid. That fluid is acting like a cushion. So it's completely protecting our brain. No. So how the brain is important, you know very well. So now we are going to learn different parts of the brain. So we'll see one by one. There are three parts of a brain. One is cerebrum, okay, which is the completely, you can call this is the largest part of the brain. So it is present over here. So the brain which is completely filled over here, it is called cerebrum. And second part of the brain is cerebellum, which is present below the cerebrum, okay. And next this is cerebrum. And below the cerebrum, you can have the next part is cerebellum. And below the cerebellum, here the part is called medulla. This is medulla oblongata. So this is how our brain is completely made up of. There are three parts of the brain: cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. In this the most of the part is covered by a part of a brain called cerebrum. So you can call this is the largest part of the brain. Now we are going to see one by one about the parts of the brain. First, cerebrum. So there is completely yellow part, no? So that is cerebrum. It is called as the largest part of the brain. How it's functioning in our body, no? The largest part of the brain is cerebrum. It controls the working of sense organs. Okay, sense organs means eyes, nose, ears, tongue and the skin, no? In altogether, it controls the sense organs of eyes, ears, nose and tongue. Okay, through the eyes we can see. Okay, that image is sending through the nose to the brain. Then our brain will pass the information whether you can go in that way, whether you cannot go that way. In such a way, the brain will pass the instruction through the nose. Okay, then and ears and nose, we can hear sounds, and then we can smell the food taste, and we can taste the food. All these are controlling by the largest part of our brain of cerebrum. And also it controls our voice. Okay, it will instruct us when we can raise our voice, when we can let's see our voice. Okay, it will adjust our voices. Then most important, the cerebrum helps to think, recall, remember. Okay, so when we ask something else, sometimes before, earlier you would have heard it. So when I ask you a question, immediately you just keep your hand like this, no, which means your brain, cerebrum part helps you to recall the things. So to recall, if you something else, if you forgot also, the cerebrum which help you to recall or remember and to learn such a things. So as I told you, cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. It controls our sense organs, it controls our voice and help us to think. It helps to develop our think and then to recall and remember. So second part of our brain is cerebellum. How it is helping us? Helps the brain know. It coordinates the actions of the muscles. It completely controlling the muscular system. No, it's coordinate, which means in our body there are voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles are there. So in such a way, the cerebellum part of which is present over below the largest part of the brain. Okay, it controls our actions, which means coordinating the muscles. It helps to balance our body and keep us to stand upright posture. So when I ask you to sit straight means immediately you are moving your backbone to be straight. And when we are walking, we are making our body to be stand straight, isn't it? So to giving a straight posture, that is balancing only by the part of our brain, cerebellum. So when the cerebellum is not functioning means at the time we used to slip down or fall down. So that is why we use to make the cerebellum part function properly. If the cerebellum not function properly, what will happen? Used to jerk, which means fall down. So it coordinating the muscles, at the same time it giving us to walk straight, stand straight. So making our posture to be straight. Then the third part of our brain is functioning, medulla. So name of a part, third part is medulla. It connects the brain to the spinal cord. So here cerebrum, below cerebellum. So here in this part, it connecting the brain. So brain and spinal cord are connected, so that making it to connect by the medulla. So here this is the brain and this is the from here spinal cord will take place. So this is connecting by the part of brain is called medulla. It controls the involuntary actions. We know involuntary action means it is not under our control, like our heartbeat and functioning of breathing. The lungs and heart is doing its function by its own process. That involuntary action is controlling by the part of our brain is medulla. So this medulla always working even when we go and sleep. During the time of sleeping also, the medulla part, which is doing functioning. That's why we can able to breathe. We are breathing during night time and always when we are sleeping. All this heart, functioning of a heart, functioning of a lungs, this is taking place with the help of a brain. I hope you all have understand this lesson, a part of a brain. Three parts of our brain, cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla, and how it's functioning. We'll see you on next video, children. Thank you. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates. Thank you.